Trump's election claims and SAVE Act push find muted response from GOP lawmakers. When President Trump ended his late-night address, he rattled off a string of alarms about U.S. election vulnerabilities and, in the same breath, called on Congress to pass the Save America Act, a bill that would require proof of citizenship to register and photo ID to vote and would sharply limit voting by mail. The message was clear, the intent was plain, but the reaction in Washington and across the campaign trail was surprisingly stolid. At the heart of the debate is the SAVE Act itself. It ties a citizen's paperwork to voter registration and pushes a photo ID requirement, themes the president has championed for months. He has live-streamed dozens of call-to-action moments urging lawmakers to act. Yet, after his rhetoric, the strongest push came only from the most devoted loyalist senators, those who have already been calling for this legislation for a long time. The rest of the GOP stayed quiet. Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, who has openly opposed the measure, was quoted saying, "If it was meant to influence people like me, it didn't get me there. What we heard last night was there are foreign interests trying to influence us, but they weren't effective at basically hacking into our system. I don't think there was much last night that would change views on whether we should pass the SAVE Act." Her words cut across the party, showing that the president's evening speech didn't shift even skeptical Republicans. Throughout the weekend, Democratic politicians seized on Trump's speech. They framed it as a push to undermine the forthcoming midterm elections, spotlighting the president's repeated claims of widespread voter fraud. Yet the GOP's own messaging machinery, including the flagship Fox and Friends, shows other stories: war in Iran, wildfire smoke, Texas flooding, and even culinary concerns over a parasite shuffling past the election security focus. When Charlie Hurd on Fox News played a clip from Secretary of State Marco Rubio about far-left terrorism, he briefly mentioned Trump's concern about China, but the narrative didn't linger on the voting law issue. The muted response also speaks to the broader GOP audience. Beyond the insular base that accepts Trump's unfounded fraud claims, the president's core message seemingly failed to resonate with a more moderate caucus. Democrats' frantic rebuttals highlight the stakes. The midterms are all about voter turnout, and any change to that process risks long-standing partisan dynamics. But conservative media and most GOP lawmakers pick their battles elsewhere, prioritizing local concerns or cropping their commentary to keep the party united. In the grander scheme, the silence, or at least the lack of a robust response, Johnson, underscores that a president's last night's speech can feel like a wave that hits some shore and misses another. The SAVE Act has faced a dormant Senate. Trump's monthly press offerings and rallies that push the bill have gone largely necessitads, the president meant. This time, his words seem to sink rather than rise. The bottom line, while Trump's narrative about foreign hackers and election vulnerabilities may be the most urgent topic he claims, it's not striking a chord along the rest of the GOP's Capitol Hill or on the campaign trail. Meanwhile, the SAVE Act remains stalled in the Senate, and the president's own strong supporters are left to keep urging the bill for months to come. Thank you for staying with us on this update. Stay tuned as we follow the unfolding dynamics around the SAVE Act and the growing tensions over election security. That's all for now.